Hello class, how you doing today? Today's lesson is on honor your roles. Honor each other's roles. I don't care how bad or how good of a relationship that you're in. Husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend. Listen, honor each other. Honor your roles. The only way this strategy, this financial strategy, is going to work is when the house becomes a unit. Very important. We're going to dive into a scenario where I display a husband and wife working together as a unit, honoring each other's role in the household to pay off all debts on both sides, increase cash flow, lower expenses, build credit, secure wealth, and leave a legacy behind for the family. Okay? Very important that we understand how vital it is to respect each other, just like what the good book says, right? When he said, look, not only did he make man in the beginning, right? But then he said it's not good for the human to be alone. So what did he do? He said, I will make a helper suitable for him. And you know, most people, especially in the faith, get confused with that word, helper. They think that is a lower term or a lower subject than the man. And that is so wrong. Because if you actually track the roots, go a little further back than your culture and your tradition in the church, right, where you dwell, and look at the actual definition of helper. Translate in Hebrew, ezer, stands for a vitally important role. A vitally important role in rescuing and supporting. Rescuing and supporting. Whoa. Vitally important. You ever check your vitals? You ever check your vitals and they're not so good? It's because you got to talk to your partner. Make sure your vitals are in check. That's what she's there for. You ever put on a suit before? A suitable? Break that word down. The suit is able. Suit, able. Right? You put something on, it fits. It works. Okay? Same thing in the house, in the household. See, when you're in tune with each other, things just seem to work. So, let's dive into this example here. We have a husband and a wife close to retirement. And we have a buttload of debt. We have 14. I think this is a high in terms of all the forms I've submitted, that people submitted. We have 14 different credit card debts. Okay? And the mortgage. Okay, but we're not even going to get into the mortgage on this scenario. That'll be in a different video. But for right now, we're going to focus on the 14 credit debts that we have, both on personal and the business side. All right, and we're going to break down just how do we do it? How do we determine our chunk? How do we pick the right debt to tackle first, right? What order do we go in? How do we figure that out? Okay, we're going to go over that. And then we're going to go over how we translate, how we switch into the next debt, the next debt, the next debt, and keep going, right? All right, so let's work with some numbers here, right? It's good to know the numbers, right? So we've got a total income of, I want to say, like 8 grand coming in. We got 5 grand from the husband, 3 grand from the wife. Okay. Wife has most of this debt. All of this debt is in her name. Okay. But the husband has to come together to help wife, because once he helps her, she can help him. They can help each other. Oh, come on. You're not listening. Look. He's got the cash flow. She has the debt. How do we work together on that? Because once we free up her debt, guess what? His cash flow goes up. His cash flow can't go up if her debt stays where it's at. Make sense? So we got to kill her debt first. Then we can go back to husband, kill the rest of his debt, and then both unit, team player. Okay? So for the first debt that we're going to tackle. All right, so we've got our income, our expenses do fluctuate. So I want to give you some variables. They're not able to get a personal line of credit unsecured. No way, Jose. Look, what makes you think they're going to get approved? Not even worth trying to go that route just yet. Not yet. Strategically, we're going to get there. Okay? So I know there's a lot of questions on, can I use a credit card for velocity banking? Sure you can. I don't know how many videos I've done so far on credit cards. So it's a matter of using it properly, okay, and effectively to get where we need to get to. So to start building that credit. All right. So when I look at all of the debts, I say, okay, all right, we've got, a couple of them that are, high, couple thousands, low, hundreds, just under 2 grand. In my mind, I'm not even really caring about the debt amount nor the interest. I'm more so focusing on what are they paying per month on the credit card. What are they paying per month on the credit card? So this one has the highest payment that they're making towards the credit card. And another factor is that this credit card has the most space on it. Okay, she's got about 600 to like 800 available credit on that credit card. All right. And then when you factor in, the debt amount and the interest, then that kind of makes more sense to go for that specific debt. Because this is one of the highest ones, but it's not the main reason why I picked the highest debt. Okay? It's more so, what are they paying per month? Okay? So they're paying $160 a month on that card. When we were talking, we managed to figure out, okay, of all of our expenses, both on husband and wife side, what can I pay with credit? What can I swipe with a credit card to pay my bills? Okay? So we've got, food, gas, phone bill, internet, cable, right? So many different expenses that we added up, which came out to this number right here. $3,640 that we can use a credit card for to pay our expenses. How are we going to do that? Let me break it down some more. So, we got the expense number. We also need to determine our cash flow on both sides. Okay? Wife, currently 0 cash flow. Husband has 300 cash flow. So I'm going to take that number, 3, and I'm going to put it right here. Okay? The payment, $160. That's going to get added here, and I'll explain how. And here's the other thing that most people do, is they pay more than their minimum payment. I need you to stop doing that crap. It does not work. all you're doing is paying down a debt when we need to be paying off a debt. Understand that? Two different meanings. To pay down something and then to just pay off something. Okay? So a lot of these payments, she's paying an extra $20 here, an extra $40 here, an extra $50 there, an extra $20 here. Okay? On all these debts. Okay? All she's doing is paying it down, not paying it off. What I mean by that is that that extra 20 bucks, all that money goes towards interest. You're not doing anything. You're really not doing anything, especially on revolving debt. Okay? Okay? The interest is calculated simple, and it's calculated daily. Okay? So you're paying the interest now, and you keep paying the interest now every single day on that credit card. So by you paying an extra $20, $30, it just goes towards interest. It doesn't go towards your principal whatsoever, right? If so, very little. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to figure out what all the minimum payments are on all these other debts. We're going to figure out what the minimum payment is on all the other debts, and we're just going to pay the minimum. What? Hear me out. We're going to go just like this. We're going to funnel the money, all that extra payments that we're making, whether it's an extra 10, an extra 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, whatever it is, whatever extra dollars, all that's going to get redirected back to here, to this debt. And I'll explain why. Another thing we're going to do is redirect all cash flow, any and all cash flow. There's going to be months where she does have some cash flow. Where's it going to go? She's not going to save it. She's not going to invest it. She's not going to spend it. Okay? The money is not going to leave her. It's going to stay within. All right? So any and all cash flow is going to go here. So I got about a pretty accurate number to start off with working with this couple. It's about 610 bucks of cash flow we managed to redirect. The 160 from the payment, all the extra monies that was going towards other debts, we're going to funnel it back up to here, plus the 300 cash flow, about 610. So, total amount of money going into this credit card is going to be this number right here, $4,250. About, is what's going to go into this credit card, which is going to do what? Significantly lower the balance owed on the credit card. We're chopping the interest cost. There's going to be no interest cost on all that money going in, because once you make the $160 payment on a credit card for the month, that's all you're going to get charged interest on, is that $160. So within those 30 days, any extra money going in to the credit card, no interest, goes straight towards principal, which then gives me the space and ability to do what? To then use the same credit card and swipe to pay my bills. Now, what happens after I've dumped the money in, balance went down, I cut off interest, I satisfy the month's payment, right? Now what? I gotta pay bills so I can live, right? Gotta pay bills. So I'm gonna swipe the card throughout the month. Those payments, those times that you swipe the card, it's not going to show up on the next statement balance. It's going to show up on the following one. So if we're in the month of October, okay, this credit card already has a payment due for November. That's typically how credit cards work, is it's always showing you the next bill a month out from now, right? Remember that closing date and that due date, very important dates to understand and know how that works. So if I'm in October, right? And maybe not all at once, but at least within the 30-day period when I'm getting paid weekly, bi-weekly. However, I'm dumping in the money, okay? That as soon as you dump the money, you satisfy the month's payment. Period. You satisfy the month's payment. You satisfy November's payment. Yes? Yes. Satisfied. Now, we're going to take the money out. We're going to use it to pay our bills. Right? Which is the $3,640. What happens now is the money that I did not spend from the money that I put in is AKA cash flow. Okay? Money left over after all expenses are paid, and all that money stays in the credit card to start bringing the balance down further and further and further. Okay? So technically speaking, it would take us 2 months to pay off $5,200. But what happens is that we're bringing the balance right back up. When we bring the balance up, it's okay because I'm not getting charged interest anymore on that specific credit card. If I'm not getting charged interest, what's happening? My cash flow is going to go up, right? Because this 160, remember, the 160, there's no longer going to be a payment on the credit card. Your expense number plus cash flow satisfied the payment, which means that this 160 now goes into the cash flow column. It's just money that stays in, not getting charged interest, right? Now, you do the math. The 5,200 divided by that, you get 8.5 months. So conservatively speaking, it should take us about 8.5 months using this cash flow right here to zero out the line of credit, the credit card. Okay? Now, here's what's going to happen. This credit card right here, paying $50 a month. So in what? In 4 to 5 months, this will be paid off. So what happens to my cash flow? Goes up $50. That, remember what I said? Any and all cash flow, where does it go? Right here. So if I got an extra $50 on top of the 610, will it speed up this timeline? Sure it will. It'll speed it up by a month or two. So now I'm looking at maybe 6 months to zero out this line of this credit card. So what happens? 8 months conservatively goes by. This is done. Cash flow's at 660 now. That means I have the ability to put more money in, take less money out, keep more money in. That makes sense? So then our next move, we're gonna look. Okay, look. Whoa. Let's see. What would be the smartest move to make on the next credit card that we want to pay off? Okay, this one right here is excluded. This is a loan, so we don't want to go there just yet because that is not a revolving debt. All right. Now, it would be easier it would be simple. Mind you, we can go different ways. No matter what, we're going to get results. Okay? So if we want to take the simple route, you can just tackle the next smallest debts. Right? Just go smallest to highest in a sense. You can do that. Right? And it'll be 1 to 3 month periods. Right? If your cash flow is 660 now, okay? Then you add 660 plus $60 or $65, right? Or maybe let's see, maybe the 29 here for the 100, or it might be even better, maybe the 1400 that we're paying $100 on. That might be the better one, because my cash flow would go up the fastest, would it not? Yeah, go up the fastest. Okay, so that'll be the third card. This one got wiped out naturally, just making the monthly payment, because the debt was so low. So that gave us a boost. Okay, and now we're on to here, this $1,400 one. So do 610 plus 50 plus the 100, 2 months, 1 month, done. Done. All right, so now where are we on the timeline? 10 months out now? Now we're 10 months out. Okay, what's next? Let's see. I can go here to this 18 and get a quick 60, right, of increased cash flow. Or since my put in amount is so high, don't you think it would be a little smarter to tackle the higher debts, because we're paying more interest on, clearly, right? So we can really play with this. Okay, it's a matter of preference. It's also a matter of how fast can I get to the cash flow? How fast can I increase my cash flow? Well, I think that if I went here to this 150 at 3 grand owed, and I'm dumping in this 4, right? I can't even dump in the whole 4 because I only owe 3. So I dump in 3 throughout the month, and I strategically pick certain expenses that are not gonna affect my monthly flow in a sense. So I can just choose the food, the gas, the miscellaneous, the phone bill, like consistent stuff that really doesn't change. And I can funnel some, not all, but some expenses through here, enough to equal the 3 grand. Does that make sense? Because my cash flow is the 610 plus the 50 plus the 100, and now plus the 150. So I'm like really close to 1,000 or so, or plus, right? I'm getting close to the $1,000 mark. So the only thing I need to do is find another 2,000 in expenses, add that together, zero this out. Zero it out. How long is that going to take me to clear out the credit card? 2 months, 3 months, conservative. So we're a year in, and just keep going. All right, now I want to tackle the 140, and then the 130, the 120, the 120, and the 100. See, my opinion, I wanna continue what I did. Was I went high and I just, kept bouncing around to each credit card. Or you can do the lower ones and kind of work your way up. Okay, it's however these two work best together as a unit will make this happen. It will make this really make sense for them. Okay? Another thing that I'm having them do is go on a 30-day money track. 30-day money track plan. Okay? You list out all your expenses and you go day by day by day by day. You need to know where every dollar goes. The second thing, you need to redirect any and all cash flow to one specific debt that we're paying off at a time. To try to pay off all debts at one time, you're going to be there all day, all years long, get older, and you'll be like, what the hell? We're still not debt free. What's going on? The house is not a unit. Okay? Very important. And I'm done. That's it. Very simple. Let's start them off. Let's start them off like this. Okay? Here's our results. Potential cash flow when this is all done, and I'm projecting 2 years or less to wipe out 14 different credit debts. Okay? 2 years or less. You add up all these numbers, that's around $37,000 paid off in 2 years or less, starting off with a cash flow of $610. And that was cash flow we had to find. That wasn't just already there. That's like we gotta scrap cash flow. Okay? So I don't care how low the cash flow is, even though my goal is to get it above at least 500 to get the ball going, we can get started. Okay, so I know some people are filling out forms with 0 cash flow, 100, 200, 300. It's okay. We're going to work with that. We're going to go on the 30-day plan. We're going to track our money. We're going to know where every dollar goes. We're going to make sure our house is a damn unit. We're not playing around. Okay? We're not trying to do it our way. We're doing it God's way. Pretty simple. Okay? Just follow it. You'll get the results that you want. All right? So I hope that helps. My name is Denzel, coming at you every day with different scenarios, different twists. I don't care how hard you think this strategy is or how bad of a situation that you're in. When you trust in Him, oh, y'all not listening, man. When you trust in Him, all things are possible. Okay? Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.